there's one last door that we have to walk through before our glow up. Look, it's your boy, Richlong. And I just came here. You already know. To keep it true. We've been going through a season where we've been tested. I believe I've just come out of my Job season. And it ain't nothing to play with. I'm going to keep it real with you. I've been in the wilderness really for a year damn near. If it hadn't been for God, I would be dead right now. I should be dead right now. It was a time where I was going to drive my car into the lake. So I was sleeping every day at the lake. Because I was tired of putting in applications for apartments. And I can always get a job. That's one thing about me. I can get a job every day if I wanted to. But there was always a roadblock. Even when I was a great worker, got along with the staff. This has been for a long time. God would make a way for me to have to restructure and restructure my life and reposition myself because I'm being called to do something else. But it's harder for me, which I should have been there already. I've been delayed but not denied. It's harder for me at this point than it ever has been because I've accepted the fact that I've never had anybody on my side. I've accepted the fact that there were people acting against me actively, knowingly, and I was allowing it. And most of these people were my family, and they were devils to the core. And I'm using my words very carefully. So, with that realization, I had to totally rely on God. Can't rely on self because the flesh and blood person ain't able. The spirit man has to take over, and my spirit at times has gotten very low. If it had not been for God and the fact that I produced the sun on this earth, I would not be here because the things that I'm being called to do, it's a thankless job. And the hate from people who, they have nothing to do with my life. They have nothing to do with my assignment. They don't realize they're not fighting me, they're fighting God because they're going against what God's trying to do with me. Instead of just getting out of the way and shutting the fuck up, even them speaking on my name, it's unholy and uncalled for because I don't bother nobody. On some real shit. Look, keep it chill. I don't bother nobody because I got to worry about self. I'm so much into myself right now. You know what I mean? Even I started losing myself. I even shaved just to see myself because I hadn't seen myself in a while without any of it. You know what I'm saying? And I like my hair. I like a bald head. You know what I'm saying? I like the type of hair I have, but I'll just let my hair grow sometimes. But basically, God is trying to do a new thing with me, man. And I'm trying to accept it. That doesn't mean everybody's going to be in alignment with it. It doesn't matter what they say or what they try to do. God is doing a new thing with a lot of people on this earth. And it's painful. It's painful because none of this that is happening in my life is by my own accord. Other than me continuing to carry on. And that really ain't. Because you just don't know. Or maybe you do. When you're going through spiritual warfare, the spirit of suicide is very prevalent. And I just love God and my baby so much that somehow have made it this far in the race. But my heart's weary right now because it's hard. You know what I'm saying? It's hard. And I get a lot of blessings, but the warfare is so heavy. It's if the enemy had landed what he planned, I would be dead already. So you can imagine that it's a lot. It's a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's a whole lot. And I have to keep doing what I gotta do. Just like everybody else. We all gotta keep going, keep fighting, and finishing our race and our assignments. God called people to task to be on a mission with me. And everybody who was called didn't answer the call. You know what I'm saying? Which was fine because you got to remember, it's not about me. It's about the glory of God. But that doesn't mean the human mind can conceptualize it. They can't take me, so they think it's all about me. They even in a competition with me, not realizing the shit I'm doing, it only look like I'm doing it effortlessly because God is orchestrating it. You know what I'm saying? And when it's your turn to go through it, it might kill your ass. You know what I'm saying? Because I've barely made it through some of this shit, and I'm a soldier. I made it by the skin of my teeth on some real shit. Even coming out of jail, like my sanity was already gone. For real. Like for weeks when I got out, I still could hear. I'm not even gonna go into that, but like the wilderness is hard. I wouldn't wish some of this shit on my worst enemy, but I know that there was people who wished some terrible shit on me. You know what I mean? For real, for real. And it's only the grace of God that I don't look like what I've been through. You know, some days I feel like I do because mentally it gets tiring when you know that the majority of the people that you meet are lost and they are doing the best they can with what they got, but because of where I'm at with it and where my discernment is, I already know 15 steps ahead a lot of the shit that's finna go down, but you know you gotta let things play out, or people will swear that you're orchestrating some of this shit. You know what I mean? You gotta let shit play out. Um, it's crazy. Um, the truth is that God has really carried me. Like I told y'all a little while ago, I have been traveling with no money. And it was only God that He was instructing me and providing. He was providing the manna along the way. And people were working witchcraft on me. Heavy. You don't have to believe it. God showed me everything. He showed me who the people were. Everybody. My ex-wife, Moshika, Savannah, my mama and my daddy, my cousins, my aunties. They're all twisted and fucked up and crazy. For real. But they think it's me. They think I'm the one doing it, but they watching me. They watching me. They chose me. Every single one of those people chose me. On some real shit. And God instructed them to move on, and they wouldn't. He instructed me to move on. And every time it was time, I shot out like a fucking arrow. But the people weren't ready to accept that. My ex-wife couldn't accept that I was moving by God's word when he told me to leave. And he told me to leave so that you could walk first, so that I could see how dirty you were, which I already knew. Morshika didn't understand when God told me to really, it was two ways that could have went. Because I had been getting word early on to go scout the land. And she was getting in the way purposely. Boom. And then other shit happened. I don't blame anybody. I'm really not even mad. I'm disgusted at y'all's ass. And we know you can't be trusted. I know. Me and God know. And it's fucked up. On some real shit. I'm gonna just leave it at that. It's fucked up. You can't even trust yourself. Because what you weren't realizing was that you were acting against your own best interests by doing the shit you did to me. Because you whores know that I never would have really did anything to fuck over y'all. I never would steal from y'all. I never would do anything to hurt y'all. Not really. Other than talk a little bit of shit. And then, you know how that goes. Talking shit will get you killed. People will kill you about that. That's really what they be mad about. You know what I mean? Yeah. But they do 10 times worse. 10 times worse shit. Set me up to be killed on some real shit. But anyway, you know, I'm just keeping it real. I don't owe nobody nothing. Straight up. I don't owe nobody shit. It's people that, they don't think I know all the shit that I know. They don't think I know everything that happened. They can't see that I'm really in a space where it's just me and God. On some real shit. I'm not, regardless of what my surroundings appear to be, I'm not somebody who is going to waver on this thing. When God called me to walk this path that I'm walking, he knew I was the one and that I would do it. There's many of us. I don't have the big head and a big ego and look at me, I'm God's man. But I am. For real. But I am. I hurt behind this shit. Like, when I was worshiping the devil, people loved me. For real. They were curious about it. They weren't even into that shit. Now that I've come into the kingdom and into my promise, all of those people who were walking with me when I was in my lower self, when I was saying I was God, when I was breaking down the science of Lucifer and saying, oh, it's all good. Because Lucifer means losing is the light. But I know all that shit. But the fact is, and will remain, that obedience trumps all of that. God told me to do what I'm doing. That's the part they can't understand. I can't get them to understand it. I'm not going to get in the way of your walk. I'm not going to get in the way of anybody's walk. So why deter me or anyone else from their instruction? I was given instruction to do what I'm doing. And every day, I talk to God about it. Are you sure? You know what I mean? I ask him what it is that I'm supposed to be doing, and it's unfolding before my very eyes. I've been receiving instructions, specific instructions. And the enemy knows that and is working against me diligently. It's a force and a power that is a dark side power that has gotten in my way a lot. And people will conjure up these spirits I'm already fighting against the principalities of darkness for my rightful position at the right hand of God. My birthright, okay? My birthright to be a natural person because I'm not black. That's a whole nother fight that I asked people to get into that had knowledge of self. But we won't go into that right now. Not only that, my right to exist, because I told y'all that I'm born genetically female, socialized male. And I don't call myself transgender, but society do. Shit, for real. And I stand on who I am. But I don't promote anything I do because I've been given instruction to be a living witness to what that really is, which is vanity. And we really don't need to rely on anything outside of God. I don't want to get too deep into that because everything has two sides. So I don't want anybody to feel convicted to have to tell their story, because this isn't a channel that has the spirit to debate. Like I said, I've been called to minister to the nations that God is good, God is real, time is up, we're in the last days of darkness. Get your storehouse ready. That God is doing a new thing and using people like me, because we have a certain nation of people to reach, which I'm feeling like I'm reaching the right people at the right time. God is also calling me to transfer over to other platforms, so I've been doing that. Yeah, I love y'all. This has been a TED Talk. I'll be back ASAP like Rocky.